Finally, after a long wait, the fight between Tank and Teofimo Lopez has been announced. Let's wait for it. Fans have been looking forward to this fight for years. It will feature two of the sport's biggest stars.
He's been catered more than I've been, and pampered more than I've ever been.
Davis, who is the current WBA lightweight world champion, and Lopez, who is the brash super lightweight king, are about to fight, which should be exciting. The Gervonta Tank Davis has a scary reputation for having amazing knockout power. He has 28 knockouts, and his 30 wins show that he is a boxer who always puts on an explosive show. Only two opponents have managed to outlast him: German Meraz in his early career and Isaac Cruz, who forced Davis to go the full 12 rounds due to a hand injury he suffered halfway through their fight. Early in his career, German Meraz and Isaac Cruz, who fought Davis for all 12 rounds because Davis hurt his hand halfway through the fight. Despite this, Davis is still the best lightweight boxer and boxing fans love his exciting style.
Easy read for Tank. I think that with myself and Tank, oh hell yeah, it's explosive. But I'm really gonna outclass him. Talks about mind games and all that stuff, but this mind that I have here.
Teofimo Lopez, on the other hand, is a fighter known for his brash attitude and immense confidence, backed up by his impressive skills inside the ring. Lopez shocked the world when he defeated Vasily Lomachenko in 2020 to win the lightweight titles, and he recently moved up to super lightweight, where he continues to make waves. While Lopez had hinted at a possible move to welterweight, it looks like the allure of a big fight with Gervonta Davis has pushed him back down to lightweight for this one. There had been back and forth between both groups for months before this fight was officially set up. Bob Arum, the legendary promoter who has guided Lopez's career, has been vocal about his opinion that Teofimo Lopez can beat Gervonta Davis. In a recent talk with Boxing Scene, Arum boldly said that he thinks Lopez, Shocker Stevenson, and Vasily Lomachenko can take Tank's title away. Davis is a great fighter and a big attraction. Arum said, "But I like our guys to win the fight. All three would beat Davis. I really believe that."
He showed me that he doesn't really quite believe in himself. Because if a man believes in himself and his ability, he takes a fight against Vasily Lomachenko in 2016, 2017.
Arum's faith in Lopez adds fuel to the fire of this already heated matchup. Lopez is known for his bold fighting style and his ability to adapt to his opponents. He has shown his readiness to take on all challengers, and now he has his sights set on Davis. The thought of Lopez stepping into the ring with Tank is one that has boxing fans buzzing with anticipation. Gervonta Davis, for his part, has never shied away from a task. He thrives on proving his doubters wrong and silencing critics with his hands. In the build-up to this fight, Davis is likely to be just as focused as ever, knowing that Lopez offers one of the toughest challenges of his career. The clash of styles between Davis's knockout power and Lopez's speed and precise skills makes this fight a must-see event.
They're the same fighter. The makeup is a little different, the size is a little different, but their boxing style, the way that they fight, is the exact same.
Still, Shocker Stevenson, who is also rated one of the best in the lightweight division, has his own plans to face Davis down the road. Stevenson, now signed with Eddie Hearn's Matchroom, is set to fight Joe Cardina on October 12th, and a bout with William Zepeda could be next. While Stevenson isn't directly involved in this Davis-Lopez matchup, the result of the fight could have major implications for him as well. Stevenson, Davis, and Lopez have all been mentioned as part of a possible round-robin of elite lightweight fighters, making this fight even more intriguing. Vasily Lomachenko, who was once in talks for a fight with Davis earlier this year, is currently taking a break from the sport.
Potential opponent is Gervonta Davis. He's a new champion at 130. Would you want to fight him next if it came up?
I don't know. For me, he is not interested.
Lomachenko's absence leaves the door open for Davis, Lopez, and Stevenson to take center stage in the lightweight class should Davis emerge victorious against Lopez. The stage could be set for an eventual fight with Stevenson or a rematch with Lomachenko in the future before settling for Tank. Teofimo had his eyes on Isaac Cruz. Teofimo Lopez's career has been filled with audacious moves in big fights, but even a warrior like him sometimes has to handle frustrating roadblocks. On such instance involved his effort to face the fiery Mexican Isaac "Pitbull" Cruz. Lopez ever wanted to shy away from a challenge and was confident that a clash with Cruz would solidify his dominance. However, after his attempts to land the fight were rebuffed, Lopez shifted his attention back to an even bigger target, Tank Davis.
He ain't gonna fight me. I tried to fight Isaac Cruz, they said no. Sabir Matias complained about his hand, but now he's fighting in June.
Talk on the Danza project. Lopez shed light on his attempts to make the Cruz fight happen. I tried to fight Isaac Cruz, and I spoke to his boss. Lopez explained. They said, whoa, we just got the belt, champ. We got to go and get the Gervonta Davis fight. Lopez wasn't shy about expressing his disappointment, but in true Teofimo fashion, he didn't mince words, so you're going to see that very soon, he added, implying that a Cruz-Davis rematch was on the horizon. Lopez didn't hold back his frustration about the missed chance. I'm saying it how it is. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry, he said, illustrating his no-nonsense attitude. The setback stung, but Lopez isn't the type to dwell on missed chances. Instead, he's recalibrating his plan. And this time his eyes are squarely set on Gervonta Davis. If Cruz won't fight me, then I'll get to Tank first. Lopez confidently proclaimed his intent to chase a massive showdown with the lightweight sensation.
How do you feel you guys matched up back then? How would you feel about fighting in the future?
Back then I think I even sparred somebody else before that. I was just working with him.
The relationship between Davis and Cruz adds a compelling layer to the story. The two first fought in December 2021, with Davis edging out a unanimous decision win over the tough Mexican. The fight was competitive, with Cruz applying steady pressure and Davis showcasing his boxing IQ and counterpunching ability. Many fans have waited for a rematch ever since, especially now that Cruz has gained momentum and won the WBA super lightweight title after defeating Rolly Romero in March. Cruz's promoter, Manny Pacquiao, along with his manager, Shaw Gibbons, have voiced a keen interest in staging the Davis rematch in December. December is perfect. Gibbons told Boxing Scene, we're not chasing Tank now that we have the belt, but everywhere we go, everyone wants to know. When we're meeting Gervonta Davis, Cruz and his team are well aware of the desire for a second bout, and they're positioning themselves to make it happen sooner rather than later. Gibbons repeating that Cruz is ready to fight Davis again and that it's only a matter of time before the fans get what they want. He'll fight, then Pitbull will fight, and we'll be ready. Lopez's desire to fight Cruz and now Davis speaks volumes about his confidence and willingness to test himself against the best.
Yeah, straight up. Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis or Wahid now, to Assalamu Alaikum. When it came to all those things, I think that they still have to make their reruns first before they put them against.
The frustration of being snubbed by Cruz may have stung, but it also fueled Lopez's determination to prove that he belongs at the top of the sport. I can get to Tank first, Lopez said, echoing his belief that he has the skills and the drive to beat Davis to the punch both figuratively and literally. The Cruz rematch would be a highly anticipated event, but Lopez isn't content to wait for the outcome of that fight. Instead, he's determined to put himself in position to fight Davis soon as possible, and for Lopez the path to Tank goes through more than just call-outs and negotiations. It involves taking on the best opponents available and continuing to build his legacy. For now, though, Lopez is set to face Steve Claggett in his next bout. While Claggett might not have the star power of a Cruz or Davis, he presents a stern test for Lopez, and it's after this fight that we're sure of him facing Tank. Now, we are not even surprised that Tank will be fighting Lopez soon. It's something that his dad has always wanted. Lopez Sr. has never been shy about hyping up his son, and now more than ever he wants to see Teofimo face Davis in what would surely be one of the most anticipated fights of the year.
My son already faced Tank when he was only 15 years old, and Tank was about 30 pounds bigger than him, and when we sparred him.
For years, Lopez Sr. has been eyeing Davis as a potential opponent for Teofimo, convinced that his son has what it takes to throw. The undefeated knockout artist Tank is a monster, Lopez Sr. confirmed to be OXINGSCENE.com. I admire Tank. He has a powerful left hand, but he needs to go to the top dogs. We're right there. We're waiting for him. Lopez Sr.'s desire for this fight isn't new. He's been vocal for a long time about wanting his son to face Davis, thinking that the styles and personalities of the two fighters would create an explosive encounter. The brash father-son duo has always been ready to challenge the biggest names in boxing, and after Teo's shocking win over Vasily Lomachenko in 2020, their confidence soared to new heights.
To me, he outworked in boxing. The way to beat Tank, you gotta box him. You gotta be, Tank is scared of the boxers. He's scared of the guys that know how to box. Those are the guys he's scared of.
Teofimo Lopez became the unified lightweight king after beating Lomachenko, a fight that many thought he couldn't win. That night solidified Teofimo's place as one of the top fighters in the sport, and his father has been eager to see him continue proving his worth against the best in the world. However, the path to a fight with Davis hasn't been straightforward. Gervonta Davis has been busy dealing with foes of his own, including a high-profile showdown against Ryan Garcia and Frank Martin earlier.
I've talked about you and Ryan for a long time.
I think more me and Tank will be than Ryan. I like facing the guys that beat the guy rather than the guy that lost to the guy.
Just like the fight with Teo Davis, Garcia had been involved in a war of words for years, with Garcia often taunting Davis on social media and in interviews. Many even thought the fight would never happen, but on April 22, 2023, the two finally faced off at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Davis, as he often does, fought a patient and strategic fight against Garcia, with Davis now having dispatched Garcia and Martin. His future remains unsure. Lopez Sr. is convinced that Davis will be back in the ring soon and thinks that it's only a matter of time before he and Teofimo Lopez meet in what would be a blockbuster bout. Teofimo Lopez has been on a road of reinvention since moving up to super lightweight in 2022 after his shocking loss to George Kambosos, which cost him his lightweight titles. Teofimo has been rebuilding his career in trust. Now it's interesting that this has been arranged because after beating Tank, Teofimo says he will now be ready to fight Crawford next.
That situation with Ryan Garcia, there's nobody else, really. And then everybody keeps bringing up Tank. With Gervonta, they got him on that. He ain't gonna fight me. Niggas too pussy. So I'd just rather go after the guy that's too much of an ego, and that's Terence.
Fresh off his bout with Davis, Lopez isn't backing down from the idea of meeting one of boxing's pound-for-pound kings after Crawford's performance against Madrimov. Lopez seems unaffected and has taken aim at the current super welterweight sensation. In an interview with Fight Hub TV, Lopez wasn't shy about sharing his thoughts on Crawford's recent performance. He admitted that he was surprised by what he viewed as Crawford's decline.
Want Crawford? Absolutely. What kind of question is that? See, I don't understand, man. I aim for greatness. And what is that? Fighting the best. Crawford says he's the best. I know I'm the best.
I was surprised to see Crawford fall so quickly. Lopez claimed he thought he had a couple more years before age caught up to him. This statement caused some talk in the society. Crawford, the two-time undisputed champion, has long been regarded as one of the most technically sound and versatile fighters of his generation. However, Lopez thinks that age might be catching up to the 36-year-old, and he's not shy about throwing his name into the hat for a potential showdown.
But Crawford coming out right now. Crawford, that's what you want. Well, anybody but a dead body.
Lopez's desire to fight Crawford stems from his belief that it's a matchup the sport of boxing badly needs. Lopez called out Crawford, saying that a fight between them would be reminiscent of some of the best matchups in boxing history. Why not? Man, he's done it 2 times. Undisputed, I've done it 2 times. Undisputed Lopez said this would be a revival of the main thing. Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran. Come on, somebody talk it up for us. We need it. Boxing needs it, the best facing the best. Lopez clearly respects Crawford's achievements, but he is sure that a fight between them would capture the attention of the boxing world.
Telling y'all, man, positivity kills it all.
Comparing their potential bout to the legendary clashes of the past, Lopez selling the fight as a battle between 2 undisputed champions, both of whom have proven themselves at the top of their respective divisions. He's hoping that the allure of 2 fighters who have reached the pinnacle of the sport will generate enough interest to make the fight happen. But Lopez didn't stop there. He went on to make bold claims about his own skills, stating that in his eyes he's better than Crawford in nearly every aspect of the sport. From what I noticed today, I'm better at everything, Lopez said confidently. Every single thing that I do, from the catch and shoot, the speed, the velocity of punches.
He knows I could beat Tank. He's just setting up his boy. You think Tank was happy you think Floyd was happy that Tank left?
Can that fight happen for the right now?
Floyd was there at Ryan Garcia and Tank fight.
Having faced and defeated some of the best fighters in the lightweight and super lightweight divisions, including Vasily Lomachenko, Lopez thinks that his skills have evolved to a point where he can compete with and even surpass Crawford. Lopez's words have set the stage for what could be a fascinating matchup. Crawford, currently fighting at super welterweight, has shown little interest in going back down in weight. His focus stays on unifying the belts in the super welterweight division, where he's been making waves since his dominant victory over Errol Spence Jr. Crawford has already cemented his reputation as a 2-time undisputed champion, and a fight against Lopez, while intriguing, may not be at the top of his list. However, our Lopez isn't one to shy away from challenges, even if it means moving up in weight. He single quotes has already expressed his desire to step into the super welterweight division to make the fight happen. And I'll move up, Lopez said, if that's what it takes to fight the best. TL do it.tv single quotes reboff indisputed s, and that's the fight the fans deserve. No WW that we have Riyadh season in the mix. X why can't we make a Crawford and Teofimo fight happen? We're in the house now, W make it happen. Lopez confidently stated. He added that more money in boxing gives more opportunities, as saying more money doesn't cause more problems. He thinks he's ready to move up in weight and take on the best at 150 for pounds, s including Crawford. D absolutely y and I will just send you the date. I'm walking at 155 pounds. S right now. W I can fight Crawford right now. W.
You saw T.O. weigh in. What you think about it? Man, fuck T.O.
Despite his eagerness to fight Crawford, Lopez remains realistic. His focus is on Gervonta Davis first, and he plans to make the fight happen before making the jump to 150 for pounds. However, Lopez isn't just focused on Davis. He's open to taking on other top fighters at 147 pounds, including the highly regarded IBF welterweight champion, Gervonta. Enes Lopez revealed that he and Andes have known each other since their amateur days and that he would be open to fighting him if the chance presented itself. To be honest, whatever goals they have, I have nothing but respect for Boots. Lopez said, we've known each other a long time. We won the National Golden Gloves together in 2015. We were both 17 years old. If people want to see it, then we'll do it.
Is a great stylistic fighter. However, about 30 of his fights have been in club shows, have all been in Philly shows. No one to really challenge him.
Lopez's competitive nature is obvious, and he's determined to stay active in the ring. He passed on a September fight date not because he was dodging any opponents, but because he wanted to fight in Southern California. I didn't duck or dodge Brian Norman at all, Lopez said, addressing reports of him avoiding certain matchups. I just want to try a different path with all due respect in the fight in Los Angeles. I've never fought in LA, and I want to, and I'll still fight Brian Norman this year. Lopez is at a stage in his career where he's more focused on making smart choices and taking control of his future. He has already fought in iconic venues like Madison Square Garden in Las Vegas, but now he's looking to grow his presence and make a mark in new territories. All I am doing is just dictating and taking care of my job. We put our lives in there, and I am at that point now where I have earned it. Lopez stated that despite his desire for a Crawford fight, Lopez's immediate focus remains on facing Davis. He's determined to become a 3-division world champion by the time he's 27, and that journey starts with taking on Tank. Well, how do you think this fight will go? Share your thoughts in the comments part below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more. See you in the next report.